Hello, Karen, Soul Symbols, Astrology and Tarot. Um, just an impromptu, really, tarot reading today, which I'm going to upload. The eclipse, the eclipse, very powerful, karmic closure. Okay. Um, Listening to a lot of people have been feeling very emotionally all over the place. People who are wondering, how to move forward with this. One thing I would suggest is that you go and have a look at my Virgo new moon and the eclipse, which gives some substance to what's going on now. I'll link those at the top or at the end. But also, last night I dreamt of an infinity symbol, one of these, lemniscate. Okay, and it was undulating, all patterned. So it's ebb and flow of these patterns which kept repeating. So I pulled some cards for it. Okay, the card that I had for this eclipse, which I pulled yesterday before the dream, is the drifter. Okay, experiencing life as it comes. So that's that ebb and flow. I pulled another one today, and it's skywriting the fates. Okay, this is a very fated eclipse, extremely fated. It's the end, it's a karmic closure, it's a closure of cycles we've been on. The lemnistat is that symbol, the infinity symbol of the never ending flow of life and energy. But it also can indicate patterns, patterns that we're continually stuck in. And I think between now and we've got a solar eclipse on the 21st, the day before equinox, balance of light and dark. Okay, it's going to be very difficult to have that clarity of how we move forward. Um, Drifter, this drifter is that experience in life as it comes. So it's going with the flow. It's allowing, there's a boat there if you can see it. So it's allowing the tides to guide you on the passage towards the light. And this, with our moon there, it is the fates, and the moon is about fortune, and that is the ebb and flow of everyday life. It's about our subconscious, our unconscious mind, our memory, the flow of water. We have the runes there on the fates, and the first one there is looking rather like the the infinity symbol. Okay, now I'm going to pull a few extra cards for this because I think what's called for all of us is this sense of um, we we were in patterns, okay, and there are, no pattern is good and bad, but there are patterns that kind of block us a bit or take us round the same cycle, and this is a big karmic break, okay. And when we go into the solar eclipse and afterwards, this will be a complete new beginning. Okay, so let's have a look what else the cards would like to say. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. So the first card out is the Muse of Voices. So that is the King of Swords. Okay. So this is a time, the 2 weeks between the full moon lunar eclipse and the new moon solar eclipse. There's a call for us to be very aware of what is going on in mind. Yeah, it's air energy, so it's in our mind. And the kings for me are about mastery. So it's a sense of looking at how to master your mental realm. Okay, have that under control, but be aware of it, be aware of your mental flow. So a sense of being the observer, I think. So we can do things like, do free association. Think of something that is irritating you or blocking you or where you feel frustrated, where there's been conflict. anything that you feel you need to be dealing with, and do some free association. Just write down or paint or just write down and allow the words to come out. We can find our storyteller in that. There's some patterns in our mind that we don't see until we do exercises like free association. So write down the thing that is irritating you and allow any images, any thoughts, even if they seem completely unrelated, just go with that flow, okay? That sense of flow, drift. Allow your mind to drift with the flow, okay, of your thought life, okay? And just write that down and then sit with those words. Just sit with them and see if you can find the pattern in the way that your mind is dealing. And as you look at those words and those associations, allow any memories to come up or any things that pop into your mind, add those in. You'll find a huge picture. We all have a storyteller, okay? And sometimes our storyteller can help us, and sometimes our storyteller can really hinder us. And then I have the eight of emotions. Okay, so this is the Eight of Cups. This is very interesting in that it is the second decan. No, it's the first decan, sorry. First decan of Pisces. Okay. And it is really about that moving on. It's about moving on. So we're thinking of our mind, mastering our mind, being masterminds, and moving on. Okay, it's the Eight of Cups where you see the guy in the rider waite moving, walking away from the cups that are stacked up. So use this time to look at your emotional life as well. And that can be done again in the same way, that free association, allowing your unconscious to rise up, because that's what the moon is about. It's about memory, it's about the unconscious patterns. So allow them to rise up, because this eclipse, between these eclipses, there is that closure. So trust spirit, trust your inner voice, trust your higher self, okay? Divinity, whoever you put your trust in, put that in that. But have inner trust, trust your soul to allow to emerge anything that's going on with you, okay? And then we have the page of inspirations as the last one. Oh, excuse me there. The page of inspirations is that, oh, I'm just getting rid of my phone. The page of inspiration is the page of wands, okay? So that's that fire, that vision. He is very, very intuitive, visionary. So it's allowing that visionary stuff to rise up. And that will come as we're doing our work, as we're, allowing ourselves to open up to that energy of the muse of voices. Look for synchronicities on the things that you write down. Okay. And then the eight of emotions, the moving on, and you will have this page. Yeah, he's a beginner, but there will come a vision. There will come a vision. You've got your vision, this fate written in the sky. This is a sense of things that are fated, it's destiny. As I said, fate and fortune is very much connected with the moon. It's written in the stars, written in your in your birth chart, your kind of fatedness of where you're going. But allow what has come together before this, and this is about removing any blockages that keeps you from that. It's maybe not about new vision, it's about vision that you've had that maybe you've been stuck with and not been able to move forward. There may be things that are blocking the fates. Okay, it's fated to come. There's a choice point now. We really are at a choice point. Okay, so I'm going to pull you one more card. I'm going to pull it from this. It is a bit of a gnarly and powerful eclipse, a real powerful eclipse we've got going on here. But it's to almost reset us, reset us into new infinity patterns, new patterns, the fated patterns that we're meant to be in. Okay. So it's all good. Yeah. No, how beautiful is that? Free from judgment, free to love. Okay. So again, patterns, if we've got patterns in us, we are in Virgo season, which is a lot to do with judgment. How are we judging ourselves? You know, we've got to love ourselves first. We've got to have that self-love. Are we judging ourselves, being critical? Again, if you do that patterning, that free association, you will find your storyteller, and that's often your inner critic as well as your soul speaking through that. You'll see through it that you can find both sets there. Okay, both the critic and your soul speaking. But this being free of judgment, don't judge your process, don't judge the patterns that may be blocking you or any patterns that you're being drawn towards. Just experience, okay? That drifter, experiencing life as it comes, okay? I think spirit is really wanting to say, don't fear, don't be afraid, just open up, explore yourself, spend these couple of weeks exploring, doing some real inner introspection. Um, and that will really, really help you. Yeah, look, on the bottom of the pack is the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant. That's really, it's often about a mentor, but we need to find our inner mentor, which is our soul, you know, trying to break us out of patterns, break us out of cycles. Okay, so listen to yourself, people. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you want a reading, pop along to soulsymbols.co.uk. There's astrology and there's oracle. Um, and tarot readings there. So have a look, soulsymbols.co.uk. Okay, lots of love to you all. I hope that was helpful. All right, bye bye.